Hi, my name is Johanna Westby, and I'm a teacher here at Cambrian College in the Art and Design Fundamentals and Design and Visual Art programs. Today I'd like to show you a little bit about a drawing and painting combination that we sometimes do in our programs, and just to kind of get a sense of the things that we do in our programs and the exploration in different techniques and media. So I'm going to start off with a continuous line drawing. A continuous line drawing essentially means where you put your pen on the paper and you continue a line around without removing your pen. It can be very creative and very loose, and you can achieve form and depth without rendering and just using line. So we're going to start off with a continuous line drawing, and then we'll move into creating a little bit more form. As you're working with continuous line, the idea is to repeat and continue over areas, even if you've already drawn them. This can help darken your lines and create more contrast with your lines to ensure that your subject is clear. That way, you can draw all sorts of lines over top without fear that the lines are going to be wrong, necessarily. I've specifically used this pen because I know that it will bleed, and I'm going to be hoping for that when I do the wash to achieve a very specific effect. I'm just going back and forth with sort of tighter lines here in some areas to really create change the weight of the lines, make them a little bit thicker, and that will help increase the illusion of form. One of the techniques that I'm employing here is called Scumbling, using sort of random strokes in order to create the illusion of form by creating the sense that there's shadow or elements that are receding or darker versus highlights, things that are advancing or seem like they're lighter. So Scumbling kind of helps create that solidity so it's not just random lines. There's no definitive point at which you should stop a continuous line drawing, but just whenever it feels right to do so. That's the continuous line drawing portion, and now we're going to add a wash to it. So I'm going to take some acrylic paint, and I'm going to you just need a very small amount. A wash is essentially paint used with a lot of water to really dilute the amount of water and change the viscosity, so it's really quite thin. I'm using lots and lots of water. You can thin it down even further. You can always build up color. It's much more difficult to take it away, particularly with acrylics. And we're going to apply it. So I'm going to start off with the areas that are darker. And as I said, I used a pen that I knew would have a quality that would blend together. So I've mixed white and blue together to create a tint, because I know that my shades or darker elements are going to be basically created by blending the ink. Well, as I'm using a lot of water here, it can be a good idea to ensure that whatever format you're using is a little bit heavier. So I'm using a heavier board here to ensure that it's not going to warp under the weight of all that, under the weight of the water saturating the paper or the board. So again, I'm using, because of my pen brush strokes are so loose, I'm using sort of a quite loose brush stroke application to kind of complement the initial pen strokes that exist. You can see that if you look closely, the pen marks are bleeding, looking like they're spreading out, which is what I was hoping for. That's the desired effect here. so that just about does it, I think, and we're going to stop here. And the most important part is to sign your name and take pride in your craft. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this experience.